There is a charm you possess, a phenomenon that makes you grope around with a programmed infatuation about your identity. Gradually, it has rendered your eyes completely blind from the natural existence of what exactly is. I'm certain you are wondering what this charm could be. It is called the co-creation power. Why is it phenomenal? And if it is phenomenal, why should it be called infatuation? One of the things that will be very evident to you is how your stereotyped patterns of thought and feeling form your understanding of reality. You had always thought that your thoughts and feelings were telling you about reality, but now you would discover that to a great degree, they merely form your experience of reality. This finding leads to the life-altering actuality that can shift the paradigms you live in, and thereby reproduce your experience of life in its entirety. In this video, we will be unveiling the hidden lies about the truth of your identity, as well as the hidden truth about the lies of your identity. Now, this seems to sound so complicated, but not to worry. You might as well just grab a cup of water as we take a smooth ride on this adventure together. Your thoughts and feelings do not just account for a reality that lives independently of you. They generate your experience of a reality that you co-create. You are not just born into this realm only just to deal with it. Reality is a revealing process that you interact with and take part in, which is why you need to understand how it influences your thoughts and actions as an individual. Are you ready? Cool. Picture a journey on a train. You are all alone and encompassed by a lot of people. There is a baby looked after by his father who is crying at the top of his voice. You do not respond at first. The baby, however, never stops. He goes from crying to screaming and shouting at the top of his lungs. The father, lost in thoughts, stands next to him, making no effort to comfort him. You shall then, of course, start judging him. After some time, people are so irritated that they meet the father and ask firmly to make the child calm. You are firm and quite reasonably mad at the child and also the father. The father chooses not to say anything for a moment. He appears blank. He looks at you and replies, "I have already tried all I can. We are just returning from the funeral of my wife, his mother, who was bedridden for a month. The child is missing his mom. If you can, please try to help me soothe him. All my efforts have proved abortive." What would be your reaction then? Would it be filled with anger and irritation like it was a moment before? Certainly not. Immediately, all your beliefs take a total turn. You feel empathy for both of them, and the cry no longer sounds annoying to you. This is like a paradigm shift. Well, maybe not exactly the way the example draws it out, but the main idea behind it remains the same. A complete transformation of your beliefs and ideas, i.e. your perspective, when open to a new place of information or knowledge. Do you know the way you understand reality usually develops incrementally? That you build slowly on what you know, using methods you have reasons to trust? Well, yes. This is as true of your relationships as it is of your view of the physical world. Most people are naturally skeptical, changing their opinions of people and things only gradually. Yet, once in a while, a person may be coerced to make a notable leap in the way they view the world. In the face of new information, old explanatory relationships can become increasingly strained. In such a case, the sense can arise that maybe you don't just need more information. You need a different way to link and interpret all information. To make the fullest sense of what is out there, it may be necessary to change your conceptual framework, to revisit how you make sense of the facts of life. This may mean questioning long-held norms, definitions, and connections. Like a person jumping from one stepping stone to another. You may have to leave the safety of one explanatory framework to land both your feet safely on another one. This kind of move has been called a paradigm shift, a radical reshaping of the way you see and explain reality. A paradigm shift does not primarily change your understanding of a given piece of information, but goes much deeper, changing your approach to how all things fit together, including the process of understanding itself. Now, here arises the question of how you can make this shift. It is, of course, not a physical exercise. It has to do with the mind, meditation. The technique of meditation teaches you how to step out of designation with thought and feeling until you realize the buoyant source of awareness that you truly are. You realize that even though you felt limited by the movement of your mind, you never truly know who you were. Immediately, you begin to master the art of not identifying with the random movement of your mind. The awareness of your true nature presents you with a great sense of freedom within and of wisdom and creativity. Meditation is a wonder that the buoyant source of awareness that you truly are is efficient enough to see beyond just those things that your mind can grasp and comprehend. It is synonymous with learning to see with new eyes and to open your mind to possibility. You immediately realize that you were spiritually groping in the dark, but now you see everywhere clearly. It truly feels like a rebirth. Another clarity you would start to get is how your stereotyped patterns of thoughts, feelings, and emotions produce the reality that you experience. You had always thought that your thoughts and feelings were informing you about reality, but now you realize that to a great extent, they form your experience of reality. This finding leads to the life-changing revelation that you can shift the paradigms you exist by and regenerate your experience of life as a whole. However, most times, you think your thoughts and feelings are just reporting on a reality that lives independently of you, but they are not. They practically shape your entire experience that you are co-creating. You are not just born into reality to merely deal with it. It is a process that you relate with and take part in as it unravels. The awakening to this chance of paradigm shifting kickstarts a journey that has no end. It is an adventure of mindfully creating and recreating yourself and the world where you exist. All of your thoughts, feelings, actions, love, hopes, dreams, pain, fear, and other emotions are not only occurring inside, but also partake in creating reality. One of your most upheld beliefs is the belief in a reality that exists independently of us and that cannot be changed. Although you might change your perception of it, it is always static. You may choose to attribute this to a God and his or her spiritual principles. It is believed that there remains a reality resistant to your actions and concerns regardless. The modern world saw the creation of a secular society that largely gave up the belief in the realization of God. It is believed that the next huge leap in human consciousness involves letting go of your belief in a separate reality that we are beholden to. Of course, we have to avoid making a new universal belief about the insight that there is no solid reality also. The awakening of paradigm shifting calls you to welcome a reality that is so flexible and shapeable to touch that it makes your head spin. Comprehending this new world with a mind that has been stereotyped by an unquestionable belief in a separate underlying reality is not possible. To get on the journey of experiencing the dizzying freedom of paradigm shifting, you must have entry to the truth of your identity as a free-floating source of awareness. Only then can you see past the mind into the continuously ingenuous process that is inducing it. Here is where you find the authentic creative power of consciousness. It may no longer be like your consciousness, but it is a consciousness that you appear to be able to influence as it genuinely and limitlessly reels out in the inventive dance of reality. Reality is not a stone that just sits there to be trampled on. It is more like a storybook, a painting, or a beautiful chorus that comes alive as we compose it, color it, or sing it. Imagine that reality is like a cave that you crawl into and around. You thought that there was only one place to be, the cave. Suddenly, you realize that you've got wings and there is no end to where you can fly to. Wouldn't you love to fly to new realities?